So the other day we did our unboxing for the Pixel Watch and the Pixel 7 Pro. I did this in a live stream. So in this video, in case you missed the live stream, I'm going to edit it down, get rid of all of the little pauses and all of the confusion that I might have experienced at certain points of that live stream, and represent it to you here in that more streamlined package. So please do enjoy that. So in this video, we're going to very quickly do a couple of unboxing. As you saw in the title there, we have the Pixel 7 Pro and we have the Pixel Watch. My unboxing experience will be a little bit different from some of the ones you may see on the internet and then over the next coming days and weeks, because it came in this thing. So my boxes are here, obviously, but they are empty because the device is actually there in here. So we're going to look at the boxes too and talk about what's in them, what comes with them, but this is where my stuff is. Losing focus. I've been lucky enough to become part of Team Pixel, which means these devices were supplied to me by Google themselves. So keep that in mind as we go forward. Let's open this thing up though, and it's pretty cool, guys. It's got a big mirror on there that says Team Pixel, which is pretty cool. And underneath this, I feel like I'm a magician about to unveil some sort of magic trick. There is our hardware. We have the Pixel 7 Pro and the Pixel Watch here in front of me. So let's grab the watch first, and I'll give you kind of my thoughts on this. This is my first time actually picking this thing up. I think it's got a pretty sleek look here. It is quite a bit smaller than my Galaxy Watch 5 Pro or my Mobvoi TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra. It's quite a bit smaller. The band is kind of a grippy silicone, like that's pretty normal. I think this is a pretty, I don't know, it's not that weird of a band. It's pretty standard, slides through and then locks into place. The bezel, you know, we've talked a lot about how big that bezel is. Obviously with it off, you can't see the bezel at all, and it looks pretty good unless you get it in just the right lighting. And then maybe I can show you, probably now we'll have to power it on and see. It's very, very lightweight though, very small and very lightweight. So for the actual Pixel 7, I didn't actually have the Pixel 6. So this is my first time really holding either one of the phones in this style. This is the Snow variant, and that is a very large phone. The camera visor back there in the back is obviously very noticeable. So what I'm going to do is we're going to power the Pixel 7 Pro on. We're going to power on the Pixel Watch as well. We're going to set this big box out of the way. We're going to switch to the small boxes. And while these things are powering up, we'll talk about what is actually in these boxes as well. Oh, there's another. Oh, okay. So there's an extra band in here that is smaller for those of us like myself who have small wrists. That'll probably actually be useful for me. We also have, looks like, the charging adapter here, which is going to be really important how fast this thing charges, because the battery is not very large and is therefore not going to last a very long time. So how fast this thing is able to charge is going to be really, really important. I do like the charger though. It's just magnetic and it snaps onto the back and you're done. So that is pretty cool. And it is USB-C. So it is USB-C to magnetic thing. So that again, is going to be very important. Some paperwork in there as well, because I'm used to wearing watches that last, multiple days, 3-4 days at a time. So switching to something that might only last a day might be a little bit of a problem. Let's go into some of the setup here. Connect them. Okay, I haven't put my SIM in it just yet. Let's get connected to Wi-Fi here quickly. Haptics are very good on typing. Very strong vibration motor in there for the haptics. All right, we are rolling there. My Pixel Watch actually has just popped up on my Duo, but I'm not going to pair it to the Duo. I'll pair it to the actual Pixel. That makes more sense to me. Underneath here, some paperwork. We have the adapter to bring your new stuff over, and then a USB-C to C cable. Nothing too shocking in there. Pretty much what you'd expect. Pretty sparse unboxing experience. So we'll just get into the act of setup here. Should I copy stuff over? I normally don't copy anything. Normally takes too long, and I don't actually like doing that anyways. It is very slippery. This is a very slippery phone, and that's something that a case, I don't normally like having a case, but being this slippery, I may have to go that route. Some people are saying that the Pixel Watch is too small. Yeah, that's going to depend on you. That's going to depend on your wrist and how that works out for you. For me, it's not going to be too big. I have a relatively small wrist, so for me, it's probably going to look more normal than any of the watches that I have worn in the past. For you, if you have a larger wrist, yeah, that might be a problem for you. Let's look at the fingerprint scanner. It's something that the Pixel 6 apparently was not great for, so we'll see how fast this is actually going through this setup, and that doesn't seem too bad, right? It doesn't seem too bad at all. We'll go through the rest of that later. Face unlock is now a thing, and of course it just uses a single camera and some AI, so we're going to put my face in the camera. Tilt your head up, it says. Tilt your head down. Okay, and that was it for face unlock. So we'll test both of these out here in a minute. What about the bands on this? Apparently to take off the band, there's a little, oh gosh, flashing blinding lights. There's a little button over here that you push, and then I guess you like slide it over. Yep, and then it pops right off. That was actually pretty easy. So then to put it back on, you push it in and slide it over. We're done. That was super easy. So we're going to download the Pixel Watch app. We're going to go ahead and set that up too, because I think that's going to be better for me, the smaller one, because like I said earlier, I don't have a very large wrist. So we are connecting to the Pixel Watch. There's our code. This is going swimmingly. This is going super, super quickly. While it's signing in here, can I lock this and then do the unlock process? That's not too bad. What about face unlock? Unlocked by face, press the unlock icon to open. Okay. All right. So we are set up. System update available, blah, 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 blah. Continue on phone. What am I meant to be continuing on the phone? Let's go into the camera here real quick. So the camera app, we have our 0.6, which is our ultra wide. The 2 is digital, and then a 5x optical to play with. And then, of course, we can also go even further, all the way up to 30x. So at this point, I actually took some sample photos here inside the house, but there was an update that was done immediately after that, and the results kind of looked a little bit funky. So we're going to look at some pictures that I just now took and insert them in place of that. So let's take a look at those now. So this is done with the wide angle, and it's definitely a lot wider than the photos I saw on the Pixel 6. They've definitely widened this thing out a little bit, but there's not a ton of distortion over here. The colors are actually fairly accurate. It's pretty early morning here while I'm editing this, so it's a little bit dark out still. There's a little bit of graininess over here in the corner, but that's kind of to be expected on a wide angle. The detail's okay. It's a solid wide angle picture. Nothing that I would say is incredible, but it's pretty good. On the standard lens, we come in a bit closer, and the detail does definitely improve a little bit. Let's zoom in a bit closer, and you can see, yeah, pretty solid detail. Yeah, it's a Pixel camera. I do think that I'm maybe a little bit used to the camera on the Z Fold because these colors look a little bit washed out to me, but if I'm being honest, it's pretty accurate. It's pretty close to what the photos actually should look like. Go in 2x, which is just a digital crop, and it does a pretty good job. Let's zoom in a bit further, and that's, you know, pretty decent for detail. I think it's not quite as good as an optical zoom, but it's pretty solid. And if we go to the 5x optical, honestly, it looks fine, but when you punch in a bit further, you kind of get this weird oil painting look that I'm honestly not sure what to make of. Like, I thought that maybe this was something that was just happening on Google Photos on the website, but when I open it up on my phone as well, it looks pretty much like this as well. I'm definitely going to need to do some more testing here. In terms of just taking a quick photo of Rose here up close and personal, I think we look quite good. Going to portrait mode, it's a really good portrait mode. It does a really good job here. There is still just a little bit more grain in some areas than what I was expecting, though. Moving over to the selfie camera portrait mode, you can see how that looks. It does a pretty good job, but it really did some funky stuff to the edge of my lens on my glasses here. Going out of portrait mode, you can see what that should have looked like. There's definitely a pretty big error there in the portrait mode, but it's blending in with the tree. Maybe we can forgive them a bit for that. It's a very large phone, but it does feel solid. It's not overly heavy, but it's definitely not lightweight either. I mean, as far as if the Pixel software elevates it from other phones with comparable specs, that's something that, you know, I can't really speak to at this exact moment, having only just unboxed it. It's entirely possible. I've always been a big fan of the Pixel software in general. I've always thought it does add a lot to the experience. So we'll have to see. The fingerprint scanner does seem to me quite fast. I know a lot of people complained about the scanner on the Pixel 6, but that seems pretty fast to me, so I don't think I've got any issues there. One-handed use. For me, one-handed use, probably not going to work all that well. Is there a one-handed mode, perhaps, that can be enabled? I don't really know if there is or not. Maybe there is. I'll probably have to use it because it is quite large. Let's pull up a song so that I can do like a speaker test here. Let's do... That's not too bad. That actually isn't too bad. It was distorting a little bit, but that's not too terrible at all, honestly. What about the Microsoft Surface Fall hardware event? Let's mute that and let's go into full screen here. I think that the video viewing is going to be pretty solid. That seems okay. Look how cool this looks. Look at the now playing thing. That's pretty slick, right? Honest to God, I don't know what it wants me to do here. It's just saying continue on phone. System update available. But it wants me to do it on the watch as well. I don't understand. We'll reboot the Pixel Watch and see what happens. So now we're showing the Connect thing again, as if it's not, can't connect, open watch. So we're not having the best time here. I'll tell you what I'll do. Yeah, I guess I can try just directly pairing. It sees it. Okay, so it might do it again. Are we actually going to get to see the watch? Maybe. Okay, so we didn't get this last time, so maybe that's good. I really want to like the Pixel Watch. I actually really like the appearance of it. I know a lot of people kind of have dunked on it and don't like the appearance of it. That's very, oh gosh, I keep looking at that flashing light. But that's very subjective. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a big wrist. Like for me, like I think it looks like better on me than my normal watches do because they're so freaking huge that like people all the time when I review a watch, they're like, that watch is enormous. I'm like, it's really not. It's just I don't have a big wrist. Like it looks so much worse than it actually is. For the price, yeah, I mean that's something we're gonna have to determine if it's actually going to be worth $350. I'm a little bit skeptical of that myself, but we'll have to see. The fact that Google now, you know, they're having to use Fitbit on this, but then they also do have, what do they call it? Google Fit. I think they should just get rid of one or the other, right? Like just go all in on Fitbit. Like, I don't, it's weird that they have both. But Fitbit has some problems, right? Like the fact that sleep tracking and stuff, like a lot of those features are, not all of sleep tracking, but like the detailed stuff is behind a paywall is kind of like super annoying to me. Like I don't want to have to pay for that when Samsung gives it away for free. Mobvoi gives it away for free. So that's a little bit annoying. Okay, we are at our screen. Got a freaking pen again. Okay. Hi there. Let's start with swipes. Swipe up for notifications. I'm guessing this is going to be the same as it is on my Samsung watch. Swipe down for quick settings. That's about the same. That way should be, yeah, okay. Okay, let's try that again. So I like the crown. We can go down here and see our notifications. There's nice little vibrations there as I'm scrolling through it. I like that a lot. Let's go, and then we get our quick settings up there. That's pretty cool. That way, Google Maps. Steps, heart rate, exercise. Gotta log into Fitbit. So you can, does this loop? Yeah, that does loop around. So you've got your tiles there, notifications, and then settings. And that's really about all there is to it. You can see there's probably should be different, yeah, all kinds of different watch faces you can try. Now that we're up and moving, like it feels relatively nimble. I do want a watch face that has the battery on it though, because I'm going to be like constantly worried about the battery life on this thing. Wireless charge on the back of the phone. Yes, it does have wireless power share. Hey, we're charging our watch on our phone. Look at that. That's a pretty neat thing to be able to do. I mean, the battery on your watch isn't very good, but you've got your phone with you, so you can always charge it with your phone. Charge your watch with your phone. That's a pretty cool thing to be able to do. All right, so that's pretty much the gist of what happened in that live stream, kind of like I said, truncated down. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe because there's a lot of content coming, right? We're going to do a camera review, maybe a camera comparison to the Z Fold 3 just for kicks and giggles, if you will, a review of the Pixel Watch, a gaming review, a full review. Loads of content coming for these two pieces of Pixel hardware. So again, don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of that. I will see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.